Yesterday was Veterans Day, and I had a keynote that I did at a school for the kids. It's really ate it up. Really grateful for the veterans, for everyone who served in the military and been in combat. I did 2 combat tours. I had a brother who did 5 combat tours, 3 in Iraq, 2 in Afghanistan. Actually did a tour in Cuba too, so I thought that was kind of cool to talk about that and get the opportunity to thank all the veterans for the things they've done. I haven't been doing videos lately because, the videos I did, I was talking about how Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin, but it's getting to the point now where it's $27,000, $28,000. It's going to be, I say 27, 28. I'm at 37,000. I can't believe how fast it's grown. It's getting to the point where retail investors are going to get priced out if you guys don't get your asses in gear and start buying some Bitcoin. I mean, I honestly don't expect to see Bitcoin drop of any significance in the next few months, if at all. I mean, with ETFs getting ready to be approved, BlackRock applied for an Ethereum ETF, and Ethereum's going through the roof, and finally the altcoins are running. Solana's doing well. It's like, I don't invest a lot in shitcoins, and I'm not saying Solana's a shitcoin, but I mean, Bitcoin is the token that's it's going to change the history of generations like mine. I'm so excited about it because I was lucky enough to get into Bitcoin with my brother 10 years ago. He passed 2 years ago. He took the COVID shot after spending 30 years in the Army, and he died. And I'm still really pissed about that. I don't care what anyone says, but he was a healthy man, took his physical, worked out his whole life, and then dropped dead after he got the shot. So you know what? For Fauci and Biden and everybody else, you guys go fuck yourselves. Anyway, enough of that. We've been working on the property, me and Connor, and I've been paying him in Bitcoin. Actually, my other son, Austin, who's 15 years old, I've been paying him too, in Bitcoin. And I found out the other day that he had about $5,000 in Bitcoin in his wallet. I was like, well, that's really cool. You're doing well. And then he said, hey, did I start a new wallet? Maybe you can start paying me in Ether in that wallet. So I'm like, okay. Been doing yard work, and we did it. We this is part of the farm. We cleaned out a bunch of the little tiny trees and old trees and basically just made it beautiful. At least we've been trying to make it beautiful. So the kid says, Dad, let me, I started another wallet, send me some Ether. So, because I was sending him wrap Bitcoins because he has a MetaMask. He learned how to use it. He's 15. Got about 5,000 in that wallet. He got another, probably 1,000 in this other wallet. Because whenever he works as a dishwasher while he's in high school, he makes money and gives me the money. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. So the other day I'm like, so how much money you got in your original wallet? He said, I don't have any in that wallet. And I'm like, well, what were you doing? He likes to play video games. I was kind of pissed because I thought he was buying video games. I keep telling him, if you want to have money down the road, you have to learn to invest. And I guess this is an investment story. No, this is a what not to do story. So I have several different cold storage wallets. All of them are multi-sig, which means that I can't get access to my wallets from my home. I have wallet multi-sig passwords at different locations in case someone was to break into my home and say, like that would ever happen. I have no access to my wallet. So I told Austin, you be very careful. I bought him an Arculus wallet. I bought him an Elipad wallet. I bought him a Trezor wallet to kind of split things up. Excuse me. And yesterday I was like, I'll help you take that $5,000 and put it in these wallets. He's like, well, Daddy, goes, that money's lost. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's lost. He said, well, I was downloading some gaming videos, and I think somebody put a keylogger on my computer, and I lost some money. And I said, Austin, that's bullshit. You're 15 years old. I know what you were doing. You guys can guess what he was doing, 15-year-old. He said he wasn't, but he's downloading porn. The point is that if you have a MetaMask, you have a warm storage wallet, hot storage like MetaMask or one of those other online wallets. You are not safe from hackers. The cold storage wallets, the ones I've tried, Trezor and Ledger and Elipad and Arculus. I've tried all these wallets, and Arculus is the one wallet I don't really particularly care for. I've had problems with it. It still works, but he was online screwing around, probably downloading porn because he's a 15-year-old. And I've taught him, I thought I've taught him proper values, but apparently not. And he lost all of it. All $5,000 gone. I went to his wallet and I saw each transaction happening like every 30 seconds. They cleaned the wallet out. So there's a lesson for everyone. All the work that I do, I have about 11 different computers I do for staking, for mining. I don't download anything on those computers. I have a desktop computer that I use for my personal business. The rest of the computers are completely dedicated to crypto. They don't do anything else. There's no other programs on them. Nothing happens on those computers except for crypto stuff. And it's a lesson for everyone. If you are interested in, or if you're working in crypto, or you're doing anything with Bitcoin or Ether or anything, use the computer exclusively for your crypto stuff. Don't download videos. Don't watch YouTube videos. Don't watch TikTok videos, which all that's such a complete waste of your life. You know, I was talking to a very successful friend in Florida the other day. Not you 333, even though you're super successful. And we were talking about the most important commodity that we have. And we're talking about, Bitcoin. It's the hardest asset, and blah blah blah. Things we always talk about with Bitcoin. And most of you will know this, but it's time. Every single second that passes by in your day is one less second you're going to have in your life. Every minute, every hour. So if you go through your day and you get to the end of the day and you sit around and you think to yourself, what I do today, and you didn't do anything. You didn't read a book. You didn't work to educate yourself. All you did was screw around all day. You've wasted a day of your life. If you weren't earning money, if your money wasn't earning money, if you weren't spending time with your wife and kids, if you're not married and you're of age it could be married, you're wasting your life. If you don't have children, if you're not having kids, you basically are just sucking oxygen off the planet and you're wasting the world's energy. The point was that, time is such a premium. We don't know how long we're going to be around. I grew up with two brothers, and we just were really, really close. My cousins and nephews used to say if you found one, the other two weren't far behind. And about 8 years ago, one brother died. And then my brother, who basically raised me, passed 2 years ago unexpectedly. And I lost my brothers. And the good thing is we spent a lot of time together. I lived next to my one brother who raised his children. The other brother, we lived together for several years while we were working in Bitcoin before I got married and started having kids. And I'm so grateful that I had that time with them. And I'm trying to raise my sons and spend as much time with my sons as I can. Teach them the things I know about Bitcoin, about investing, about looking toward the future and working toward the future. And I've even orange-pilled some of my son's friends, 14, 15-year-old kids who have gotten jobs in the last year or two, who have been orange-pilled by me, and they're investing all of their money. They save a little for video games, but most of their money into Bitcoin and Ether and what have you. And a lot of these kids are $10,000, $20,000 richer since they started getting into Bitcoin just a few years ago. So even though, most of the videos that I do, I talk about Bitcoin, today is about loving your children, taking care of your family, doing what's best for your family, and don't waste your time screwing around. I know we all work hard. We want to have the weekends to play. We need the evenings to watch TV, but rather than watching TV, you could be reading a book. I read about 50 books a year. I just constantly reading. And my wife, she watches a lot of TikTok videos and gets her news from YouTube and TikTok, and she's kind of a left-leaning person, which drives me out of my mind. I don't know whether you're left or right. I don't really care. I am on the right. I don't believe in giving a welfare. I don't believe in free meals. I don't believe in open border. I don't believe in telling people you need to get shots. I believe that the Constitution says that we form the government. We tell the government what to do. When you elect your officials and they go down to D.C., they're doing what you're telling them to do. It's supposed to be the other way around, right? We live free. This country's going to shit. The dollar is going to struggle because of all the improprieties that are going on in our government right now. And I'm not saying it's just this president. There are other presidents who've dicked it up, but I'm retiring on December 1st from the military after 28 years. And I've loved serving in the military. It's been absolutely amazing. Multiple combat tours. Like I said, I served one tour with my brother in Iraq, and he served a total of 6 tours, really, with the Guantanamo. But I've lost the love of serving for my country because I realized that all these years I've been serving, all the things we've done, the friends we lost in combat, our government didn't give a shit. All they cared about was the money and being in war. That's why I like Trump, because he wants to keep us out of the wars. He's powerful. When he goes to other countries, people fear him. They're not like this moron now that bumbles around and trips and shits his pants. He's an embarrassment to this country and the world. And so I'm retiring because I'm not serving under this president anymore. It's an embarrassment. when you have some freaking man dressed as a woman who's an admiral, what a slap in the face. You know, I don't care what anyone says, whether you should, you know, you got to be careful of people's feelings. I don't give a shit about people's feelings. In my generation, we grew up, if you had a problem with feelings, you got in a fight with someone, you figured it out, and later that day you were best friends. We didn't walk around worried about people's feelings. Checking the mail. Anyway, it's a beautiful fall, almost winter. I'm not looking forward to this. I'm not a cold weather person, but you know, the theme today is don't waste so much of your time watching TikTok videos and YouTube and pissing away your life doing menial tasks that aren't going to improve your life. If you're not improving your life, you're wasting your life. I made a video a few months ago and I said Michael Saylor had said you needed to spend 1,000 hours studying Bitcoin. I'm hoping that people watched the video and they studied for at least 20 or 30 or 50 hours. In reality, he said you need to study something for 100 hours. But I figured if I said 1,000, maybe it was somebody who would put 100 in and be like, oh, I've done 100. At least I got that much. In order to learn a concept, you need to spend at least 100 hours studying it. I spent 5 years in my PhD program getting a degree in chemistry, and even after getting the degree, when I occasionally substitute teach at high schools and stuff, I still have to like relearn some of the subjects. So even after you do the 100 hours of studying, you need to continue to study and read and study every single day. I read things. I watch Michael Saylor. I listen to 333 Crypto. I listen to Tyler Stralovich. I listen to, gosh, I can't think of all the people that I listen to online. And most of the stories are the same, but it's the product of repetition. You hear it over and over and over and over, and eventually your brain is like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. You remember it. So the lessons for today's video, even though it's just, I'm kind of rambling today, is you're going to get priced out of Bitcoin here soon. Retail investors are going to get priced out. Those are people like you and me. If you don't buy something, you know, buy $5,000 worth. I literally, when 2013, I mortgaged my home, remortgaged it, took the value of the property and bought Bitcoin. I sold everything I had. I had big telescopes. I had old Lionel train sets. I had gold. I had silver. I would go to flea markets and buy crap and eBay stuff. That's how sure we were that Bitcoin was going to make money. Early 2013. We bought everything we could buy. We got rid of our 401k plans with the military. We surrendered those, or took loans on them rather, and bought Bitcoin. I surrendered my pension where I worked at an electrical union, paid the penalty, bought Bitcoin. We were orange pilled a long time ago. So buy Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin. Take care of your family. Love your children. Man, spend as much time with your friends and family as you can, because you just don't know when they're not going to be around anymore. It's a devastating. I gave my speech yesterday and I brought up, you know, thanking the veterans. And when I got to the point where I'd forgotten I'd written it about my brother and I having served combat together in Iraq and that he had passed, I had to stop. I stopped literally, and I couldn't speak. I looked at my wife. It was so, you know, it hit me. It was so devastating. I just had tears in my eyes. And I was finally able to get through the speech, and I apologized to everyone. And I realized that, you know, we've been chasing Bitcoin, but, you know, the most important thing is having children, loving your children and your wife, treasuring the friendships that you have, you know, and, you know, along the way buying Bitcoin so you can create generational wealth. Anyway, we got a lot of work to do on the farm. Connor's still sleeping. I'm going to go harass him and Liam and wake him up and drive him crazy. And then we're going to watch Michigan beat Penn State today. Michigan is going to beat Penn State like a rented mule, like a redheaded stepchild. It's going to be a brutal beatdown. It's supposed to be a close game. I think they have a 4.5 point spread. I think Michigan's pissed. I think Michigan's going to win 42-17 today. I called the 49-0 against Michigan State. So now if Michigan loses, I'm going to delete this video. If they lose, it's going to be devastating. I'm a Michigan guy. I graduated from Michigan. I'm going to cry. Anyway, go blue. Love your families. Continue to buy Bitcoin. I would sell everything even now to buy more Bitcoin if I had anything else to sell. How sad is that? And just enjoy your life. Crypto noobs.